everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have an encouragement card featuring a brand new tag die that I designed for Simon Says Stamp. And I have someone in mind for this project. My 85-year-old father took a bad fall, and I wanted to create a card to send his way as he kicks some butt in rehab. So that's the point behind it. Let's take a look at the products. All right, we're starting out today with the You Got This tag die. And the cool thing about this is you can use it as a tag, or you can cut out the letters and use those as well. It's pretty basic and it will fit on a card front nicely. I'm also going to be stamping a sentiment using the You Got This stamp set. This is a set with a lot of encouraging sentiments as well, and I will link to a video that also features more with this set. I'll be using the Radiating Rays stencil, but not in a traditional stencil way, and you'll see that. I'm also going to be using the A2 Layers dies from Waffle Flower Crafts. Now, I love that these dies from Waffle Flower come on magnetic backers, which make it really nice for organizing. And A2 is a US designated size. The A2 size is just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but all of these dies create perfect layers, and I love that. Got some distress inks, and I will list all of the products that I'm using below, and a couple brushes. Just going to do some very, very simple messy painting. I'll be painting on some B watercolor paper that I've already cut down. It's just a really good all-purpose paper. So let's get into the project. Now I'm working on the glass media mat from Tim Holtz, and the cool thing is it's all-purpose. You can heat on it, you can paint on it, so I figured why tape down to a board? I'm just going to tape everything down on the media mat. And here to the side in that little white palette mixing area, I'll add my inks. Now I'm going to lay down just a simple layer of clean water, not too much, but enough. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's really just to create a wash of color. And I thought that my dad would like the blues and into the purple, so that's where I'm going. I'm doing the G-Biv part of the rainbow. Thank you. I did pay attention in elementary school art class. Simple. Gonna lay down color, and I'm going to do it in some layers. Now my Twisted Citron is it's a little light. Got a re-anchor on the way. It's coming, but I'm just working my way through the rainbow. I smush down, I add a little bit of water with my Distress sprayer, and then pick it up with the brush and go down the card. I like doing these. You could sit down and do a whole mess of these backgrounds at once and cut them out for different projects, or just, stack them up and let them sit there until you need something. But it's really easy to do. Once the color's down, I'm just going to dry it with my heat tool right on the mat, because the mat can take the heat, and that's that. The color panel is done. And the tape, this purple tape from Thermoweb, peels off this paper beautifully, and I'm actually going to set the tape aside. I don't throw away tape when I'm using that much tape, but that looks pretty good. I'm going to place this on the platform of my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cut machine. Try to angle it a little, get as much color as I can in there. I could have gone a little larger too with the area and had more choices, but it is what it is. But I ran it through back and forth a couple of times, and it cut beautifully. So I'm just going to pick up the tag, pop out any remaining letters, and the letters could be saved for another project, but I really just want the centers, because you don't need to use the centers. I think it's a cool look without them, but I thought, I think my dad, you don't want to, let's be literal. I'm going to make the letters full and complete. Now here's a fun thing. You can use any stencil as an embossing tool. You place it down on your embossing mat. I have the Spellbinders machine, so this is how it works for me. And I'm going to run this through. I actually should have used a little shim, and I did another off camera with a shim of cardstock. But look at how cool this is. You get this cool texture. You can see it there. It's really subtle. It's almost, well, it's more subtle, I think, than a traditional embossing folder, and I just think it's a really cool thing to do with your stencils. So now I'm going to use one of the A2 Layers dies, run it through, and now I have no guesswork in that measurement. I don't know what the measurement is, but it's perfectly cut, just like that. I love it. I'm going to score my card base at 5 1/2, so this will be a top folding A2 card, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and this is the Key Lime cardstock from Gina Designs. I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this before I go ahead and fold it. Now, I use my MISTI tool because I just want it, it's so simple, but I just want it to be nice and even. So I'm just going to use my little Gina K, this is an Onyx Black ink cube, stamp it down just like that. Inside now, the card on the front says you got this, and when my dad opens it up, it'll say, no, you really do. Going to fold it over now that the ink's perfectly dry. Press that down with the magical Teflon bone folder, and it is magical, trust me. Now I'll take some of that leftover purple tape just to keep my card flat while I am assembling the remaining pieces. I've added some thick foam tape to the back of my embossed panel, and now I'll just line that up, and you can see the beautiful framing margin space. It looks so good. I love that. And I've got a little silver metallic thread that I thought, you know, this is kind of masculine and cool, right? I'm going to thread that through, just double it up a little bit and tie it through my tag. You don't need to tie a bow in a tag. I mean, I'm not going to tie a bow, let's be real. I don't really have bow tying skills, but I can do this. I can just thread it through and make a little loop, and that will add just a very subtle bit of shine and a little of that. I've also got thin foam squares on the back of the tag, and once I take those backers off, I'll bring in my ruler and just get that nice even base point and quickly place that down. Perfect. Looks great. I've also added a tiny bit of the same depth of foam tape. I've cut a tiny square in half so that I can add those centers and pop them right back in. And that finishes this card project. I really like this. You've got a burst of color on the tag. You've got this nice, simple dimension using your stencil to create that texture, and a nice framing margin space using that layer die. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my channel, and I will see you back here again soon with another card project.